Hey Heather. Oh, I love your look. I love those glasses.
Hi.
How
I have to
are
have them on so
you?
I can see you.
Where are you based?
I'm based in East Los Angeles.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool, cool. Well, I'm really sorry about your grandmother. I'm sorry for that loss. That's very recent. So, let me see what I get. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, of course. So the first thing that's coming to mind right now, um, there's food, and I'm not really that hungry. As I I know I gave the example earlier, but there's some kind of food, and I can't pronounce it, or I don't know what it is yet. Um, I thought it was cake, but do you come from a family that spoke another language?
Uh, um, not well. There's not to my awareness. The grandma who recently passed,
Mm-hmm.
who transitioned, not that I'm aware of. I was close to her. I was close to her, and uh, she's the one that I was feeling like had a message for that she wanted to share,
Mm-hmm.
and I have another grandma who transitioned about 3 years ago, and she's
Uh,
Italian, and her and I
uh-huh.
are besties.
So it's
And
yeah. So I should have. I see this. This is when I tell myself, "Damn it! I should have said that." But you can believe me or not. But when this word, it was like this word was coming through, and it was like it. I almost thought it was like an Italian dessert dish or an Italian dish that starts with a C. I don't know, but it's almost like you know how words like cannoli. We all say cannoli. It's not like a weird. It's I should say weird. It doesn't sound foreign to many of us, but it is Italian, right?
yeah.
So, but it was like this like dish that I couldn't pronounce, and I thought it was a very pretty like a Romance language. So, um, okay, so I think that grandmother. They're all there, by the way. They're there. They're both there, but she's stepping through first. Um, um, which was your Italian grandmother, your maternal or paternal?
But
Because she's talking about your dad.
yeah, paternal.
Okay. Um, was she? This may sound. I'm part Italian, so I feel like I have some permission to say this. This may sound stereotypical, but was she very like Italian mothers are known for being very firm, very strong, very um run the roost, you
Yeah.
know. So, but with your dad, was she very like you know up at the head and like yeah, do one of these like
Yeah.
yeah. Um, she is bragging about her cooking. So was she known to be like the really good cook?
Yeah.
Like she and did she have a potty mouth?
Um,
Because she said I can make a good ass fill in the blank dish. That's what she said,
I,
which is horrible cursing, but like
I think that she probably screened herself when she was around me.
mhm.
I was the oldest grandchild and the first daughter. She had three sons, so I think she put on a filter around me.
Okay. Um, now your other grandmother, would you say because your other grandmother? I'm feeling a gentle energy now come through that this grandmother, what was your Italian grandmother's name? Just like
Jean, that's okay, Jean.
Jean.
Yeah.
So Jean is bringing forward this other energy that feels gentle. Not that Jean wasn't gentle. It's just like it's almost like yin and yang. There's Jean and then there's this energy. So would you say your other grandmother was like that?
So Jean is the Italian
Right.
one. I'm not sure if I understood the question. Jean's the Italian one, and Mary was the other one, and she's the one who just transitioned. And yes, they couldn't have been night and day different.
Oh, okay. Okay. But it's like I understand why they were it's like they complemented each other. Now I understand why you described it that way. Um your Mary, your grandmother Mary, um brings up the number 3. So did she have 3 children, or was there like, is it you? Do you have 2 siblings?
My grandmother Jean, who's the Italian one, and they were both great cooks, by the way. They were really fantastic, and that was one of
I
the
love.
things that really bonded, like the times that we spent together. It was always around their cooking, and they were both fantastic cooks. Grandma Jean has 3 boys.
Okay.
And Grandma Mary has 9 kids, and it was always a lot of chaos around both of the houses, honestly, but around Grandma Mary especially because she had a really large family.
Okay. Okay. So maybe the 3 is, she's mentioning the 3 for the other side of the family then. Um,
There wasn't much sweetness between my Grandma Jean and my dad's relationship. When you mentioned the ear pulling and things like that, like and I think that that's really hard.
mhm. And I'm sorry that I seem to make light of
No,
it. I think it just,
it's
it
okay.
looked like, like when you, almost like when you see in the movies an Italian
Yeah.
family, it's like, of course it doesn't feel good for the child, but it's like us watching, like, oh, they're so crazy. Haha.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's unfortunately like a stereotype that people think about. Um, so, okay. Is there a Mark name or an M name in the family who's a male?
Yeah, Mark is my dad's youngest brother.
Mark is your dad's
He's
youngest
the
brother. Okay, so that's
baby of that family.
Jean's son.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is what's so interesting. Mary gave me the number 3 and gave me the Mark name. So when they were in the room together, was their dynamic like, how do I put this? No offense to anybody or to the 2 of them, but like Jean's Batman and Mary's Robin. Like Mary's her sidekick. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that they spent much time together in this life
Mm-hmm.
because my parents had me as a teenager and then they broke up really shortly after. So there was some things that I don't know about, like my parents got married in Mary's living room, so I'm sure that my grandma Jean was there, but I think that the times that they spent together were, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was limited to like 3 to 4 years that they
Okay.
would have had crossover.
Wow.
And I was like before I was born, and then in the 2 years after I was born. And then after that, to my knowledge, they didn't ever really have crossover again. It was very much like my dad's side of the family over here and my mom's side of the family over here.
Okay. Because Mary, your grandmother Mary, she just comes across as like, I'm asking her, can you give me things about yourself? And she's been giving me things about Jean. So it's like, I don't know if she was known to be a little bit, well, we talked about she gentle, quieter maybe, but like if she was a little more introverted or just like shy, because I'm gonna try and get more out of her, but she's giving me things that are validating your grandmother Jean's presence. It's almost like your grandmother Jean is telling Mary, like, go say something, and Mary's like, well, talk to her. That's what it feels like.
I could see that. I could totally see that happening between the 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot that happened that I don't know about yet
Okay.
between the 2 families and how it felt to have 2 teenagers get pregnant and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have a tie to sports, or they're showing me like, when they get somebody to like throw an honorary baseball at the start of a baseball game? Like, do you have a tie?
You're
like
gonna
this?
laugh at this so hard. So you're like my baseball buddy because I'm always at my kids' baseball practice whenever you do lives, and I always come off to the side and listen to your lives, and I'm always at baseball practice. But we're not at baseball practice today because it's raining and they canceled it. But yes, I know that it's a live because it's also a day for his baseball game or his practice.
That is so funny. Okay, they're truly like, that was Mary that said that, by the way. That is
She's
so
just
funny.
trying it out. I think she's new. She's only been like transitioned for about a month. you know, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that I feel like she's still getting her legs about her. And that's where I was like, I feel like she has something to share, and I didn't want to like try to box it in with a question because I was just really feeling like she's just sorting some things out. And she transitioned when she was quite old. So it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like, you know, she was really ready to go to the other side. And one of the things that we all said about her was that, like, and as she was making her transition, was like, there's so many people waiting for her on the other side, and she's going to have
Mm-hmm.
such a happy reunion. But I'm feeling like she's still really getting her legs about it. If that
I
makes
just want you to know that I don't feel anything negative. It just, some people may feel like, are they stuck? Are they lost? And so I just want, even though you may not be thinking, I just want to
yeah,
disclaim, clarify. I don't feel anything negative or sad about
yeah,
her or your.
yeah.
I mean, grandmother Jean is a very good indication of that. She's like fiery, still fiery. But your grandmother Mary, I don't feel any indication of like being lost or stuck. She feels like she's in a very good place. It's just like the way they're showing the personalities, just so that you know it's them. It's not that she is an introverted spirit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Um, do you? So I grew up Roman Catholic, and so I have references of like Archangel Michael. So they're saying the thing Michael, like Archangel Michael. So is that something that you know of someone in the family talking about Archangel Michael or archangels a lot?
I mean, I do. I'm very into spirituality and calling on angels and archangels. And one of my favorite places to go is this hotel that has like a big statue of Archangel Michael in the lobby. And I just go there and just take pictures of the statue and just be by it and stuff like that. So I very much am. There's also a Mary, Virgin Mary, a statue here by my house that I just go to and I just stand by and just like to be near it. So I am my Grandma Jean, she raised her kids Catholic,
Hmm.
but they're not Catholic now. But she did raise them Catholic. I'm not Catholic.
Yeah, and that doesn't matter. Like I just know that when you think on those figures or you pray to them, know that your loved ones are around you. Okay. Um,
That makes me happy. Makes me really happy.
good, good, good. This is really random. If you tell me what the hell, I don't know, I won't be surprised. But I'm seeing like a taco truck, and your grandmother.
Stop it right now.
What? What?
Just stop
Why?
it.
Why? Don't scare me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, like the baseball and the Mary statue and the Michael statue that I go visit every Thanksgiving and just go there and be in the lobby. And everyone's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to the lobby. Like, that wasn't enough. I eat at taco trucks 5 to 8 times a week. Like, I have my 3 different ones. I've been like, these people are like my family. Like, we just like, we're very connected. I have different ones for different days of the week, and they're just, yeah, they're like my family. So I spend a lot of time eating tacos. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I like taco trucks too, but damn, girl.
No, I
love it.
like
I love
whole
it.
other like next level. They're very significant, and how I not only feed my family because I have 2 kids myself, but just like how I created community in my neighborhood, and they're like a huge part of it, like huge.
Well, did you ever involve your grandmother Mary in that? Did you ever take her to them?
No, neither.
Okay. But
Neither.
you just validating just her presence because she brought up the taco
Yeah.
trucks. Like, did you like Mary? Did you like tacos? Did you like fast food?
It's me. It's me. I eat tacos like they're going out of style. I would say only probably 1 day a week do I not eat at one of my like 3 regular taco trucks.
You're making me want to go to my taco truck. But there are a whole bunch of food trucks where I live, and there's just one good taco truck. I'll think about it. Maybe in honor of you and your grandmothers, I will go tonight. We'll see. I'll
do it.
Oh, sorry. I'm back. I'll be thinking of that definitely. Um, uh, so one of you, I'm focusing on one little boy, a young boy. So do you have boys or one boy?
I have 2 boys.
So there is. So your grandmother Mary, and you might have heard me bring this up before. When Spirit talk about one kid, doesn't mean that kid is the best or the favorite. It's just there's something that we need to talk about one kid.
Yeah.
And she's bringing up your grandmother Mary wants to focus on one of your boys, and there's just I'm looking at this image or his energy, and there's just something. Do you think he's very connected? Or is there something different about him in this sense?
Um,
Or did they have a very special bond? It's one of the two things.
yeah, with Grandma Mary,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they were very. I don't think that they two had a very significant relationship. There's another grandmother we haven't talked about,
Oh,
but his grandmother on his dad's side, she transitioned in a really pretty tragic and sad way, and those two were like besties. Oh my god!
this is
Like
your son's grandmother.
this is my son's grandmother. So there's that, which if the grandmothers are all convening together, he did have his bestie, Grandma Sharon, and we give him mad props for that. So,
Okay.
and they had a very special relationship, and she's transitioned. For my grandmothers, I would say it's more like he does have, I don't know, he's got like just this kind of spark about him that just,
Mhm.
not that he was really close to them, but just he's something, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I don't know if he's a new soul or just like the veil didn't quite drop down or just something that like he's real sparky. He's got a real bright spark. And I don't really, like I said, I don't really have words for it, but it does feel like he's very connected in some way, not specifically to them,
Mhm.
but to some kind of spirituality. And then out of respect for Sharon, yes, his favorite person who he's ever met and he has a deep connection with his entire life and was very difficult when she transitioned was his grandmother Sharon.
Did she used to like do like oh like do this to him? Because I think what I noticed these days is I think with the times changing and people talk about a lot of like physical boundaries. You don't see a lot of like like
Yes.
pleasing.
Yes.
So, but she's like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but some people don't feel comfortable with that, even if it's their own doing it to their kids. But like she just like
Yes. Yes.
like I'm literally doing like a fish mouth,
Yeah.
like how it's pleasing. So and just to make sure, I want to make sure because I feel like I'm going all over the place in just a bit. But like, so your son that your mother-in-law Sharon, that they had the close bond. This is the same son that you feel has a very interesting connection.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not specifically with my grandmothers, but just with spirit in general.
Yeah, so they want to validate that. That's why they brought him up. They want to validate that connection. And this is just my personal commentary now, but how lucky is he to have a mom like you who is connected herself and is open-minded? That's so special. And a few more things. They gave me the name of a movie. I don't think the movie really matters as much as like, I know you're in LA, but like, do you work in film or do you work adjacent to film or something?
It's okay. We're getting the messages. We're getting them loud and clear. Thank you for giving me everything. Their dad is a filmmaker. Their dad and I won several awards for producing and directing documentaries. And my older son, who we haven't touched on yet, he just got into a very prestigious film high school. And we just went to a film festival, him and I together, like 2 days ago. Yeah.
You want to know what movie they showed me? I don't think it has anything to do with you, but whatever. They showed me the movie Carrie. I'm like, why are you showing me Carrie?
You know what? If that has anything to do with my son's grandmother that he was besties with, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Because when they showed me Carrie, it really wasn't about the movie Carrie. Honestly, I was feeling like, okay, they showed me Carrie, and I immediately went to Hollywood. That's what I immediately went to.
Yeah.
Film
runs deep in our blood. So, there we go, in our blood.
Yep. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry if you didn't hit on the message you were wanting to hear, but what I know is loud and clear is that both your grandmothers, your grandmother Mary is around, because all this. They're doing an incredible job of like this is not always this easy for me. It's like making it very easy. They're very strong energies. And as quiet or as what people may have perceived as gentle as Mary was, her soul is just like this takes a lot of work for her to do, and they're
Yeah.
making it happen.
Yeah.
Um,
No part of me feels like I didn't get the message that I came for, by the way. So just like time out. I'm not sure like where that came from, but like no part of me feels like that. Like I feel so seen and heard. I'm like, I also feel a little bit like, be careful what you eat, where you go, and what you say and
oh,
do. Because
no, they don't judge us. Listen, I mean,
no.
I mean, it's so funny. I was listening to a medium's, another medium's recorded reading they did with somebody, and someone said, like, yeah, eat the chocolate, have the glass of wine, life is short. And it's like, yes, and, yes, and we got to take care of ourselves, but also we do got to enjoy life a bit. So, do your taco truck.
Eat your tacos.
Eat tacos. I am not going to forget that whenever I see a taco truck now. I'm going to always remember that. That's so funny. The last thing, when you got one of your awards, did you think about your grandma, or did you think about somebody when you got an award or dedicated like in here?
Oh, my grandfather, the husband of Mary, he was very he racked up a ridiculous amount of awards and all kinds of things. So that whenever I get an award, I think about how it must have been for him and how I want to carry on in his legacy. And I hope that I have such a legacy that he does, because he had a fantastic, like a mile long of things that he was celebrated and awarded for, statues, crystals, you name it. So yes, whenever I get one, I feel like I'm doing Grandpa proud.
And they're patting you on the back too. That's why they share that, because they want to show how proud they are of you. And whatever decision you make in your career regarding this industry, like, they're gonna be proud of you. Because some families feel a certain way about, my kid has to be a this, right? And sometimes we want to follow in our family's footsteps. Sometimes we don't. Regardless of that, whatever decision you make, whether you go in a different direction or you keep doing what you're doing, they're so proud of you. And but are you thinking of evolving your career or changing in a certain way?
Yes, I'm not doing stuff with film anymore. My kid's dad does stuff with film, and
Okay.
my son is going to film high school. I have my own business. I'm a hypnotherapist, and I also have a property management company, but I feel really drawn to go back into homeless services. And so I'm looking at homeless services and something like completely in a different direction.
Okay. So number one, you're a badass. Number two, that's so admirable. That's so cool. All of that. And number two, they're proud of you. Regardless, I don't know if you have any feelings about moving away from film, but whatever, they're proud of you regardless. Yeah. They're proud of what you've done. They're proud of what you're doing, the direction you want to go in. A lot of pride in the family.
That makes me really happy. That makes me really
happy. No, and they did an incredible job. But they're really, they really are. And I may go get a burrito now. We'll see.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
For trusting me. It was so great to meet you.
I'll see you next week for baseball practice.
Yeah, I'll see you for baseball practice. Bye. Have a good one.